Cheesy the Podcast, presented by Just Cheesy Productions.
Hi there, I'm your host, Fondue.
I'm Cheesy.
This week we're going to learn all about the history of honey and cheese.
Ooh.
And we're going to find out how to pair them.
Ooh.
We're talking about a cocktail, knees, literal bees, and we're going to hear the origin of a saying.
Whoa.
And of course, we're going to tell a very cheesy joke.
Ha ha ha.
Stay tuned for bees, knees, and cheese on Just Cheesy, the podcast. I love cheese.
Me too.
I love honey.
Yeah.
It's salty, it's sweet, and they go together.
Yeah, they do.
In fact, they've gone together since ancient Rome.
Holy cow.
According to the Cheese Traveler and the National Honey Board, the story of honey is older than written history.
It is?
There is an 8,000-year-old cave painting in Spain.
Whoa.
The painting itself depicts honey harvesting,
Wow.
which makes honey one of the very first foods that humans deliberately sought out and collected.
They did?
And they say here, lucky for us, bees make more honey than their colony needs, and beekeepers remove the excess and bottle it.
Yum.
They say on average, a hive will produce about 65 pounds of surplus honey every year.
Whoa.
The combo of cheese and honey goes all the way back to ancient Rome.
It does?
According to the cheese professor and Paxton and Whitfield, a Roman epicure named Marcus Apicius left behind cookbooks.
He did?
These included recipes for drizzling honey over cottage cheese with coriander sprigs
Ooh.
and for an early cheesecake called libum. I don't know if I've butchered that.
Sure.
And this was soaked in honey after baking.
Ooh.
Culture Cheese magazine says that honey is considered one of the very first condiments, and cheese was always one of the foods it found its way to.
Duh.
And they say the reason that this works, it comes down to balance.
Ooh.
Cheese is naturally salty and tangy.
Yeah.
Honey is viscous and sweet.
Ooh.
The sweetness of the honey cuts through the fat and the salt of the cheese,
Whoa.
while the cheese tempers the intensity of the honey.
Yeah.
According to a cheese professional quoted on the site, texturally speaking, and in terms of just sheer senses, honey is always going to work.
Yum.
There is also a terroir connection.
What?
Terroir. A lot of times this is a wine term.
It is?
The combination of factors including soil, climate, and sunlight. It's a similar combination of factors that affects the characteristic flavor of other beverages or foods or their ingredients.
Whoa.
At least that's what Merriam-Webster says.
Yeah?
But bees and dairy cows living in the same region, they're grazing on and near the same plants.
Oh, yeah.
The livestock eat the foliage, the bees collect the nectar from the same flowers.
Ooh.
And that shared landscape creates flavors in both the cheese and the honey that echo each other.
It does?
According to the cheese professor, as one expert put it, when you pair a local honey with a local cheese, you're tasting the same piece of land twice.
Whoa.
And according to multiple sources, including the cheese professor, Paxton and Whitfield, and the Culture Cheese Mag, you should try to match the intensities of both the honey and the cheese.
You do?
So if the honey is mild, the cheese should be mild, and if the honey
Oh.
is bold, the cheese should be bold.
Bold.
So let's take a fresh cheese like ricotta, burrata,
Ooh.
and then you would go with a light floral honey like clover or orange blossom.
Ooh.
For semi-soft cheeses like brie or camembert, you would try lime blossom honey or lavender honey.
Yum.
They say the floral notes complement the buttery richness and the earthy rind.
Ooh.
For sharp aged cheese like cheddar, Gouda, or Gruyere, you reach for a darker honey,
Ooh.
buckwheat, or wildflower.
Yum.
If you try the blues like Roquefort, Gorgonzola, or Stilton,
Okay.
acacia honey would work beautifully.
Whoa.
And for Parmigiano Reggiano, according to Paxton and Whitfield, a robust honey like truffle honey works exceptionally well.
Yum.
Parmigiano Reggiano and honey are not sponsors,
Nope.
but if they were, their ad would go right here. Have you ever wanted to listen to the web?
Yeah.
Well, Newsly makes that possible.
They do?
They're an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android.
Super app.
You can listen to trending articles on the web on topics that you choose and get them read to you in a natural human voice.
What kind of topics?
Sports,
Cheese?
tech, business, science.
Cheese?
I'm sure there's even cheese.
Yay!
They even have an entire section for podcasts.
Are we there?
Of course we are.
Ooh.
It's one of my new favorite podcast apps. They even have digital radio.
Holy cow.
Just go to www.newsly.me to download it free.
Whoa.
Or use the link in the description. If you use the promo code CHEESY, that'll get you 1 month free premium subscription.
Yay, Newsly.
Now, back to the podcast. There is a website called cheeseknees.com.
Cheese
This is
knees.
a food website featuring hundreds of delicious cheese-inspired recipes.
Whoa.
They have some awesome stuff here.
Yeah.
They've got breakfast, lunch and dinner, snacks, dessert, drinks.
Yeah.
They've got something called the peanut butter cheesecake milkshake. They've got Bloody Mary skewers of cheese.
Oh, my.
And they've even got the best beer and cheese pairings.
Whoa.
But if you think about cheese and knees, well,
Yeah?
there have been some studies.
There have?
Yeah, believe it or not, ScienceDirect.com has something they call the protective effects of cheese intake on joint pain and underlying biomarkers.
Whoa.
At the core of this abstract, the finding was that higher cheese consumption is associated with a lower risk of joint pain.
Eat more cheese.
It's possible that cheese changes things in your body like inflammation levels, blood fats, and hormones.
Whoa.
And those changes may help keep joints healthier and reduce irritation.
Whoa.
It's not that cheese directly fixes the joints. It's
Really?
more like it kind of pushes your body in a direction that could lower pain risk.
Whoa.
But it's early evidence, so it's more of a this might help than a proven treatment.
Right.
According to Culture Cheese magazine, there is a Portuguese sheep's milk cheese called, oh boy, here we go, you guessed it, I'm gonna butcher it,
Yeah, you are.
Ovela
Oh.
Amontillado.
Oh, no.
Pairs remarkably with something called the bee's knees cocktail.
Bee's knees.
This is a Prohibition-era gin cocktail made with lemon juice and honey syrup.
Yummy.
It was invented specifically to cover the taste of bathtub gin.
Oh, no.
And the honey did such a good job of that the drink outlasted Prohibition by a century.
Wow.
So that cheese, the one I can't pronounce from Portugal,
Yeah?
well, it's custardy and runny
Ooh.
and has a sharp undertone that contrasts with the lemon.
Whoa.
And its sweet floral finish brings out the botanical notes in both the honey and the gin. That sounds so good.
Yeah, it does.
I couldn't very well do a bee's knees episode without talking about literal bee's knees. And do they actually have them?
Do they?
According to Live Science and Carolina honeybees, the answer is technically yes.
They do?
Bees have 6 legs, and each leg contains a joint between the femur and the tibia,
Whoa.
which is the same anatomical definition as a knee in any other creature.
Knees.
So bees have 6 knees total.
Wow.
However, according to BBC Science Focus, a bee does not have a kneecap.
They don't?
It has a simple ball and socket joint.
Whoa.
And according to Live Science, that joint helps the bees move their legs, groom themselves, dislodge pollen,
Ooh.
and even perform the waggle dance to communicate the location of food sources to their hive mates.
The waggle dance.
According to Bees Wiki and Carolina honeybees, there is a pollen basket. It's not on the knee itself,
Okay.
but on the tibia of the hind legs.
Whoa.
In a structure called the corbicula.
Oh, boy.
When a bee lands on a flower, it scrapes the pollen with its front legs,
Whoa.
it passes it to the middle legs,
It
and
does?
packs it in those hind leg baskets.
Wow.
So the actual pollen is on the tibia, not the knee.
Whoa.
And I mean, that makes the knees pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah.
But why did we get a saying called the bee's knees?
Yeah, why?
According to the Phrase Finder and the Online Etymology Dictionary, the expression originally meant almost exactly the opposite of what it means today.
Of course.
In the late 18th century, a bee's knee was used to refer to something tiny and insignificant.
Aw.
The earliest documented use, according to multiple etymology sources, is from a letter written in 1797.
Holy cow.
It cannot be as big as a bee's knee.
Aw.
By 1870 in Ireland, there was a phrase, weak as a bee's knee.
Oh.
But there was a transformation that happened in the 1920s.
Oh, boy.
According to Phrase Finder in the Quick and Dirty Tips language column, during the Roaring '20s, flappers and jazz enthusiasts in the United States participated in what I think is a unique fad.
Oh, boy.
They like to coin absurd animal anatomy phrases to describe excellence.
Really?
According to Book Browse, American cartoonist Tad Dorgan is often credited with popularizing several of them,
Okay.
including the bee's knees,
Sure.
of course, and the cat's pajamas.
Uh-huh.
The full roster from the period included these.
Okay.
The cat's whiskers, the cat's meow, the snake's
Whoa.
hips, the monkey's eyebrows,
Oh,
the
my.
elephant's adenoids,
What?
the gnat's elbow, the kipper's knickers, the canary's tusks, and the flea's eyebrows.
I love those.
According to the Phrase Finder, the first printed use of the bee's knees in its complementary form appeared in the Buffalo Times in February 1922.
Whoa.
It was in a spoof account of a royal wedding.
Oh.
The writer described a princess as being the bee's knees when it came to dancing.
Wow.
According to BBC Science Focus, the most likely reason the phrase survived while most of the others faded method is simply because bees and knees rhyme.
Oh.
The bee's knees might have been popular for another reason.
Really?
According to Wiktionary, there was a dancer named Bee Jackson.
Oh.
And Bee was celebrated in the 1920s in New York for popularizing the Charleston.
Whoa.
Bee was credited by some with introducing the dance to Broadway in 1924.
Whoa.
She went on to become the world champion Charleston dancer.
Wow.
Some believe the phrase referred to her and her very active knees.
Wow.
And while the theory is plausible,
Sure.
the phrase was already in circulation before her rise to fame.
Aw.
In either case, she was definitely the bee's knees.
I'm ready for a joke, Fondue.
Okay. What do you call a bee who makes cheese?
Ooh, I don't know.
A brie keeper.
Haha, that wasn't bad.
Oh, I like this one. I think it was funny and a little bit cheesy. Thanks for listening to Just Cheesy the Podcast, episode Bees, Knees, and Cheese.
Thank you.
You know we're on TikTok, Instagram, and Pinterest.
Yeah, we are.
Come find us, share the episode, and if you try a honey and cheese pairing this week, tag us. We want to see what you put together.
And stay cheesy, everybody.